right, it's now 5:30. I'd like to call the meeting to order. At this time, I'd like to ask Bryce to come up and open us up in prayer, please.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you so much for giving wisdom to these council members and as they guide our city. Lord, thank you so much for all the people who protect and serve this city, such as our police and our fire. Lord, thank you so much for your son and everything he does for us each day. It's in his name I pray. Amen.
Okay, Ms. Davis, please verify the roll.
Mr. Fredericks and Ms. Hubbard are absent.
Okay. Was there a motion to approve the minutes from the previous two meetings?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Is there a motion to approve the prepared agenda?
So moved.
Second. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, next on the agenda is citizens' comments, and comments should be no longer than 3 minutes in length and must pertain to city business. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the council? If not, we will move on to not any unfinished business. We'll move to new business, and we'll have Captain Fred Fryer come forward, please.
First time in the box.
Yeah,
Rob, you got it teed up? Yeah, he's got it teed up. I can see it under there. So John's prepared a report for you guys already, and I suspect he emailed it to you. So the calls for service were up just a little bit, and the accidents were down. The rest were also down. Incident reports were down. Citations were up, and the warnings were close to the same, but down just a little bit. Other than that, there's nothing really spectacular about June that happened. We are involved in a STEP program, which covers seat belts, talking on cell phones, stuff like that. And for each little portion of this grant, you're allotted so many hours. So over the 4th of July weekend, the 2nd through the 6th, they've done a DWI enforcement portion of it. Over those 5 days, they made 163 stops, worked 107 hours, got 1 DWI, felony arrest, a misdemeanor arrest, and wrote several citations and warnings out of that. So it also probably decreased our traffic accidents and stuff like that, just the presence alone, with all the extra officers on the streets. Also, a couple of significant things. While most of us were getting ready to watch the fireworks and forth, officers were dispatched to a county call on Broadwater regarding an individual having a heart attack. For all purposes, he was dead upon their arrival. They began CPR and deployed an AED, which brought him back, and he's transported to White River. And I called about 3 o'clock today, and he's doing okay. He's on a vent, but he's doing okay. So if it hadn't been for the officers' intervention, he would have certainly died.
Fantastic.
Okay. Captain, would you pull that mic up there just a little bit? We can all hear you here.
I could probably talk louder.
Yeah, no,
They don't want to hear me.
you're good. You're
I'm
good.
too country sounding.
Yeah.
Also, on the 6th, 3 in the morning, 3:46 in the morning, officers were dispatched to a car fire. That car had come by the PD going southbound on 167. At some point, he drifted over and sped up and hit that concrete retaining wall right there by Tylee's. And the car caught fire, and despite their best efforts, they were not able to extricate that guy from the vehicle, so he perished in the fire. That being said, the reason that was said is we have recently started a peer-to-peer counseling group with some of our officers who went to other states and got training and stuff like that. So several of our officers used that resource, and it's been offered to the other first responders that responded to that car fire. So that's about it.
Okay. Thank you, Captain. Any questions? Sure, I hate to hear about the fatalities. That's tough on the officers. I know.
Yeah.
Was he local?
He was not local. He was from the Pulaski County area, and for everybody that was spoke to about it, nobody knows why he was here. He was just in the area in his daddy's car, So, but his dad confirmed that he was the only one to drive the vehicle. So, anyway, but he was 18 years old.
Oh, man.
So you could see 1,000 of these things on videos on YouTube and stuff like that, but until you experience one firsthand, it's definitely affecting yourself. So it's not good.
Well, July 3rd, after the concert, I drove from Central Avenue the whole length of Harrison Street, and I saw 4 pulled over.
Yeah.
In that, just me cruising down the road.
That's right. That's right.
So y'all doing a great job. Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I want to echo that. I mean, I have noticed a number of traffic stops more than ever. So guys are out there really working hard, assisting people as much as enforcing the law. So that's what we want to see. So
We have a wonderful crew that's working right now for us, and we have no complaints.
Yeah.
As far as the administration goes either. So
doing a great job.
thank you.
I'm going to add to that as well, because I know you guys manning up the fireworks at the river did a super job, very well organized. And
appreciate
like I said, a lot of police presence. I know you even had bike patrol, I'm assuming, out there as well. So
Yeah, the fire department helped us out as well too
Okay,
on the back
yes.
stretch of
both of them, yeah, I have to say that to the chief. I know he'll be up here in a few minutes, but they were both present and saw them, and the crowd control was, like I said, it went well.
Certainly did.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
What a great job for the first time.
Oh,
There you go.
Great job.
Mr. Damon Johnson, City Engineer report.
Try to talk into the speaker. I think sometimes I get accused of not talking loud enough either. As far as our projects go, nothing really significant to report. I mean, work's continuing. We did have a little concrete pour wall blowout on one of the water plant structures. Contractor acknowledged, they took the forms off and immediately started trying to clean up undo it. They're still, I think, kind of cleaning it up. They're fixing it, and we'll put the wall. They'll have more wall ties or whatever they need in the wall in the forms next time. I'm sure somebody forgot something or didn't do something right. A little hiccup there. But that's on a project of this magnitude. I mean, there's going to be some of that kind of stuff that happens. On our sewer rehab project, there's also a meter vault for Pfeiffer. That's part of that out by the Lutheran Church at White Drive in East Main, and the vault's near completion. They're trying to work on the lid, and then they'll be tying in the water lines on either side. If any of y'all have driven by out there, it's a pretty good size concrete box. But that's basically the connection from Batesville water to Pfeiffer water. And when they upgraded their water line, that meter was insufficient, so we had to put in a new meter. And we prior to them updating their line, had installed an 18-inch nearby that we're going to connect that meter to as well, so we'll have a better supply to them. So that's good. We hope in the next few months that we'll start actually doing the sewer rehab portion of that project, which will be kind of all over town. So that stuff should be out for bid, and that work home. It's a construction manager at risk, so they take it out. We give them the work, they take it and go bid it, and hire subcontractors basically to do the work. So I'll keep y'all in the loop as that work starts. I guess really kind of the biggest thing to report from last month is that St. Louis and Harrison traffic light has been upgraded. We replaced the existing technology that was in the box with more modern equipment. The camera now, instead of running off of loops in the roadway, is running off camera, a sonar and a video setup combination. And so, of course, it's new, it's electronics, it's complex. And so there may be some gremlins that have to get worked out, but should be more efficient, work traffic, keep traffic cleared better. The program will have the ability to kind of learn, and it's not just set on the motion from the loops in the road, which is the way it was controlled before. We have a grant in we feel like it was awarded to us, that's going to add 3 more traffic signals. So once it's funded, the funds haven't been released. So we're hoping that they're not going to, change their mind, but through the Federal Highway Administration. But so hopefully in the next coming year and a half, we'll see 3 more intersections get upgraded as well. And of course, the long-term goal is to continue getting those Safe Streets grants and improving until we can upgrade all of our signals to operate. And as we implement the new technology, they will be able to communicate with each other as well. And so when the lights start seeing a stack in one direction, they'll start working to clear it out at more than one intersection at a time. So I'm not a traffic signal expert, but I know just enough to be dangerous. But we're working to improve the efficiency of traffic flow, especially on St. Louis and Harrison. It's a many year effort. It's expensive to do one intersection, and so we'll do them as we get grants or as we can afford it. So other than that, I really don't have anything else big. Just kind of operations as usual.
I saw they were making nice progress on the roundabout. Any updates on that?
Yeah. Okay. So yes, White River Materials is working feverishly. I was out last week and I haven't made it over there yet this week to walk through the project. But it's my understanding that they're near laying their asphalt base in the roundabout. If they may already have been doing that today. So they're working hard to get that intersection reopened before fall school starts. And
Think they will have it done by then?
they're working possibly. I'm not going to guarantee it, but they're making efforts to do that. They're working hard to open it as close to school starting as possible.
That's impressive.
We have made significant. We've removed some portions of the project. We changed the grade, which has had some ripple effects, which has been positive. So they're on Meyer Street. So we found some ways to save some money that we worked with RDOT on. So that's good. So hopefully, barring any other things that come up that cost extra money, we will likely get a refund on the money that we've had to put in for that project. So that's good. We'll continue to find ways, if there are any, to save some money there too. So,
Have you gotten an update? I know we really don't have anything to do with it, but from the lady who came to talk to us about her front yard and the AT&T, have you heard anything about that?
No, I don't know where she is, or I know there are several residents over there who have issues. We've tried to provide phone numbers that were provided to us. I was even informed that maybe one of those phone numbers didn't even work. But we are working with AT&T and the contractors to fulfill their obligations as per our ordinance. We actually had a phone conversation with AT&T today, and we're working with them. They're going to put up a bond, and really that bond will only be used for if they damage city facilities, streets, water lines, and things like that, and then they don't repair them. If they repair them, we won't use their bond. But as part of that, also, they're supposed to provide us with where they're working, kind of they don't do plans like we do that's very specific. They just kind of say, we're going to lay a line from here to over there, and then the contractor figures it out. But we should get some kind of generalization maps about where they'll be working. So they have a new project that hasn't started yet, and I've informed them that I actually haven't. Clint is helping with that process. Clint informed them today, like that we're going to be difficult if they don't get permitted before that work starts. We're kind of behind the 8 ball on this other project, but they're working with Clint and providing him the information that's required, and he's done a real good job and put together a checklist for them and a form for them to fill out, and trying to make it as simple as possible for those folks. The harder you make it, the more difficult it is for them to do what they're supposed to do. So as far as the residents, I mean, I don't know what they've done. Unfortunately, if they get to a point where nobody's satisfied, I mean, they'll have to take civil issue. They'll have to take it. It'll become a civil issue. So, but yeah, so that's kind of where we are with that.
So is the bond, without going into too much detail, is the bond calculated based commensurate to the size of the project?
Well, so our ordinance does have allowances for that, but AT&T's stance is that they just want to they'll put up a large bond that's more than what the project would be, and just to basically have it on file. And then they'll have one project under it, and then another project may pop up, and they'll put it under it as well. That's kind of, instead of doing one bond that we calculate out for every little project, they just want to put up one big one. And they've given me some references. I haven't called them, but they've done the same thing in some other cities that have had similar requirements. So they found that it's easier, and I don't blame them. I mean, going through the bonding process every time they do a project will be kind of a pain for them. Another thing just to know, this is just information that I've learned in talking with them. They're going to be putting fiber on every street in Batesville over the next 5 years. So this is
It'll be the last neighborhood.
Right. That's right.
Yep.
Everybody's going to they'll be in front of everybody's house at some point in town. So, which at the end of the day is good. That'll be high speed internet fiber if you choose to use it. But there's heartache that'll come with that too.
So knowing that's the case, can we somehow force the issue that they really do let us know ahead of time, and that the numbers that they provide to our residents are working numbers, and we know how to get the recourse?
Yeah, we're working on that, and that's the kind of the thing that I think we've kind of gotten the attention of the AT&T folks, and they're good. They're good to work with, and I mean, I think that moving forward, we'll have better communication. We've sent them the ordinance. They know what the requirements are now. Before, we just didn't really have good contact with somebody at AT&T, and now we do. So I think we'll be better. Also, we'll work to communicate with the gas company and other utilities, that may be doing the same thing. Everybody will have to adhere to this. So, we hopefully moving forward will be better than it's been. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you, Damon.
All right, thank you all.
Fire Chief McCullum.
They're painted around the spray.
How are y'all? June, we had 37 calls total. We didn't have any structure fires, thank goodness. Had one vehicle fire, several medical calls that we do here and there, 13 false alarms, 100 inspections, done 95 training hours, did 10 plan reviews. We had a company come in, and something that to my knowledge, we've never done before. We had and they're supposed to be done every year, our air packs that we wear when we go in to fight a fire. We had those flow tested to show that they will actually do what they're supposed to do. And most of them passed. Now, some of the parts on them doesn't work. We have what we call it's a HUD. It's a heads-up display that you can see how much air is in the bottle as you're fighting fire, so it's not a surprise. And those have been in opt, and when they would quit working, we never had them fixed again and stuff. So I'm working through those, trying to get all that replaced and everything, which brings us to the AFG grant. Put in a grant earlier this year, or the last part of last year, for 8 new air packs. They're about $11,000 a piece, so they're pretty expensive. But we replaced 8 last year and bought 12 air pack bottles. The bottles go out in 15 years. They're just done. You have to throw them away no matter what kind of shape they're in. So that there's a time limit on it. On the inspections, we actually did some final inspections in some businesses like Batesville High School, the new building that they're doing. 150,000 square feet, I believe, is what we. So it's one of the guys actually clicked on his watch, and it was 3.5 miles. It's what we walked inside that building. So it's a large building, but that's about all we had going on.
Did you get the grant?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We usually get an email saying you didn't get it. Well, we actually got one. I got one about a week ago, and it said that it kind of told us what to do if we get the grant. So I hope that ain't false hope. But I did call Carrie. She's helping us over at White River Planning Development, and she said I've never seen one of those like this on one of those grants. So. Fingers crossed. That's, like I say, about $100,000 all said and done.
That'd be good.
So that's about it.
Anyone have any questions for Chief?
Just real quick, I know the team worked really hard on those storm warning sirens. Any update on that?
All of them are working.
Great.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because we are going to start testing those. The guy that helped me do it, he wants to do it like every other week, but I think once a month is plenty. About the time I decide we're going to do it, it's cloudy outside or something, and I think I don't want to get that started again. So we're just trying to find a sunny day. I'm going to try to do it Monday. It's Monday morning at some point around 9 or 10 o'clock. We're going to hit the button on all of them. I can actually make one go off or all of them go off at one time. I can pick and choose whatever I got. So I set them off from my radio. So any of my cabinets, or I can set those off. It's kind of redundancy. If somebody's gone or something, then we can make that happen.
Well, thanks for all the work that the team put in. That's huge.
You bet.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
And again, thanks for what you guys did during the 4th.
Oh, it's no problem. We
guys did a good job.
hard job.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is consider a resolution authorizing Mayor of Batesville to submit an application to the Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism. And I'd like to ask Parks Director Lauren Larmett to please come forward. And I'm going to kind of give you a little segue. We have connected with basically the Walton Foundation, and Lauren and I had a good visit with the trail building company, and they are here doing a master program. A master plan. Yeah, I'm trying to get the plan out. The master, comprehensive master plan for the basically mountain biking, and so we're very, very fortunate to get this. They are paying for the plan. Like I said, we met with them for a little over an hour the other day, as well as one of the foundation members was there as well. And so, like I said, it's very exciting. This is somewhat, so if we have any, Lauren, do you have anything to add to my conversation on that, or?
Just like you said, it's an exciting opportunity for Batesville, with just all of the things that can come with parks and trails around our community. Everything from public health and wellness to enhancing the quality of life. We can get appeals to different age groups to get kids, adults, seniors out biking in town. We can provide opportunities for people to get from A to B without producing a carbon footprint. I mean, there's any number of good opportunities that come along with getting bike trails. With having national trends sort of looking towards bike paths around different communities, we're fortunate enough in Arkansas to have Northwest Arkansas as close as they are to kind of be the leader in that environment. So for us to be able to kind of pull from them and glean from them what they've already done to set the bar, I think we just have a real opportunity to enhance life for Batesville and the surrounding communities and attract more people to this area. So.
Absolutely, and they will be looking also on private land and our city-owned property, and they're very impressed with the terrain that we have here. They keep saying that, Bentonville, they would love to have what we have here, and so they've looked. They were out exploring. They were here for 2.5 days looking at different areas, and like I said, we have a mountain bike trail right now. Landon, I think you have been on it out by the high school. Of course, that's on the high school property right there. That's very unique that Parks Director Jeff Owens basically built with his staff. And this rock solid group that is here, they're the ones who basically GPS that trail, and then Jeff took it and basically it became a reality. Along with this is some funding that will be coming from the foundation as far as an interest-free loan, a 5-year loan that could be up to $500,000. So very excited about that opportunity as well. And so we may have to have a memorandum of agreement with the foundation here coming fairly soon. But this grant right here is they're wanting us to leverage with grants. And so hopefully we have an open grant now at this time. But you don't get a grant, just like I was telling the chief this morning, you don't get a grant unless you apply. And I've probably been told no more than I have, but we have been told yes several times, and it's great for the community. So this is kind of a public hearing, so I want council to weigh in, anybody in the audience to weigh in and ask any questions about this, because we do get points. There is a sign-in sheet. If you have not signed the sheet, we'll have it there, so make sure all the council and everything get your name on that we'll turn in. And like I said, that's a point thing. When Carrie McIntosh with White River Planning Development, she does a fantastic job. Lauren and I had a lunch meeting with her last week, and so we're just trying to get all the ducks in a row and make sure that we have a good application moving forward. Yes.
I got a question. Is the mountain bike trails going to connect with any of the other trails that have been proposed or made? I know the Wild Mile Trail was in the works at one time. I know, the Riverfront Trail possibly is in the works. Is any of that going to be connected, or is it more or less going to be separate?
Yes. One of the Walton Foundation's, the guy that heads it, Mr. Gary Vernon, we ended up this was back a few weeks ago, we ended up getting on some of Lyon College's trails. I rode with them as well as Mitchell with the foundation as well. We rode these trails and we looked at all these connectors. Gary's statement was, and this is basically Tom Walton's wish, we want user-friendly trails where you could be on for instance, we were driving by the community center on the Greenway Trail, and he looked over to the left in between there and Round Lake. He said, we can bench cut that. And he said, the unique thing about this is we can have a mom or a dad, and they can have their young son or daughter just go right on the trail. They want it to be usable, yes, to get point A to point B, the Heritage Trail, but this will be a map, a working map. We may not be able to do 100% of it right off, but this is something that we can work with for years to come. Hopefully that answered your question.
At the Gulf State Park in Gulf Shores, I don't know if y'all have been there, but they have a program where you can check out bikes for free. Like, you have to check them out and you have to put your card info in there in case you steal them or something. But you can check these bikes out, and they're not good quality. They're just regular old bikes. But the kids, it is such an awesome activity for the kids because they can check these bikes out at the state park office or the community center there. They can ride the 20-something miles of trails and then bring them back. And it's they get to see all kinds of stuff, and it's a great experience. It's something that if we finish this trail, we should look into doing because it's really awesome.
Yeah. Lauren and I have had that discussion. We would love to have maybe that opportunity for kids, and maybe have a class, even for, I know Jeff Owens at one time, he was, possibility wanting to do Women Can Ride, getting everyone involved. And so from moms and dads and children, we definitely want to focus on that. Lackey, I know you've been on a mountain bike a couple times, so do you have any comments?
But my mind goes, because I'm the realtor in the room, to property values. And I think Northwest Arkansas has definitively proved that normally here where we see values per square foot be pretty consistent across neighborhood areas. But in Northwest Arkansas, the closer you are to the trail, the higher your property value is. And the more desirable people want to be on the trail or connected to the trail or closer to the trail. And so we may see some real influences in property values due to our trail connectivity. So
I was going to say, you brought up a good point. Northwest Arkansas is a really good example because the Walton Foundation for years has focused on not just the mountain biking trails, but also the connecting trails. And they've specifically focused on the real estate aspect of it. And they've offered incentives to their employees to purchase houses that are on trails, and for businesses to go in with residential space above it that only connect there. They have buildings that only connect to trails that don't have street access. They've gone that far, but they have a really good system of intertwining that with the roadway network. A lot of good crosswalks, a lot of signs, a lot of flashing lights, a lot of regulation, but a lot of promotion within the community. And I think the fact that they're so successful is that you can just take your family and go right across town and go to the grocery store, but at the same time, you got a guy that can ride across town and do what Black Diamond or whatever they call them, not like trip, with the same trail around it.
Yeah, very good point. Yes.
So it certainly enhances mobility opportunities, land use opportunities. It opens the door to more outside the box type of uses, type of structures, things of that nature.
And it really supports these other grant applications that you're discussing because you could use it as, a comment. Hey, this is part of our master plan. We're applying for these grants for bikes. We're applying for these grants for sidewalks. We're trying to get our community.
Yeah. Okay. I'd like to give a shout out also, and gosh, I'm on color. Her maiden name, Jenny Wilmot. She has kind of helped connect us to some of these individuals that were very positive toward the city of Batesville. So I appreciate her effort, and she lives in Little Rock. Of course, she's a former resident of Batesville. So just to give her a little shout out, because a lot of times it's when you find somebody that has a connection somewhere, I promise you it helps and it works. So thank you to her. All right. Is there any other discussion? If not, would someone like to introduce the resolution?
I would be honored to introduce the resolution.
Is there a motion to read the resolution by title only?
Amen.
Motion is second. Okay, council, please cast your votes. Mr. Meitzen?
Yes, sir. Resolution authorizing the mayor of Batesville to submit an application to the Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism.
Any further discussion? Not, is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
So move to second.
Motion to second. Okay, council, please cast your votes.
Sorry. No cast your votes.
Try again, President.
Did it one more time, Brad. Good job.
Okay, very good. Okay, next on the agenda is an executive session. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second. Have a motion to second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, coming out of the executive session and listing about personnel, we do have a few weeks ago, we had looked at some of the COVID pay for police department, and the amount, the previous amount was about 172. And Jessica and her team and Kim and finance, along with Mr. Meitzen, vetted this, and we had another officer with K-9 pay, two officers that had COVID pay issues. And so we've been advised to, our final number for advisement is 187,340.98. And we need to get a motion in that effect.
I would make a motion, excuse me, that we pay the $187,340.98 in overtime pay in lieu of the previous approved amount of $172,879.62.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, next on the agenda was 2025 financials. And like always, if you have any questions or comments, call myself or Ms. Davis. And I will move into mayor comments. And I think I think our next meeting is going to be on July the 22nd. We also have a fixed asset transfer of a 2011 Chevy Silverado from water construction to public works. And we don't have to have any motion on that. Also we will have to have a motion on Billy Quarter is requesting that Jamie Morgan be allowed to take his truck home. Jamie has recently received his EVT, emergency vehicle technician, saving us quite a bit of money, being able to work on our fire trucks. He's also working on his certification for our lift trucks, power lift trucks, and he just about has that knocked out. He also comes in several times to take care of a lot of things. And like I said, Jamie's been a very valued employee of us, but we would like to have permission for Jamie to take his vehicle home.
Where does he live?
He lives in the South Side area. Yeah.
Need a motion or?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Make a motion and a second for Mr. Morgan to be able to take his vehicle home. If there's not any further discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Okay, and liaison reports.
Planning and zoning met last night. We continue to streamline our processes and make them match our written policies. So look forward to finalizing those in the next, 3 or 4 months and bringing stuff back to you. So.
Okay. Any other? Not council comments? Ms. Davis?
Ms. Bennett?
None.
Ms. Hinkle?
None.
Mr. Krug?
No.
Mr. Moody?
None.
Mr. Reeves?
None.
Mr. Roberts?
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that was involved with the Levitt concert series, and that includes a number of city employees. Main Street, Batesville, a lot of volunteers, a lot of people came together. That event has been very, very successful. Just completed 10 concerts for the year. This is our first year having it downtown. It's a great atmosphere, bringing a lot of people together of all ages. And you really kind of see what has been worked towards for so many years when it comes to Main Street. So
I like it downtown better.
there's been a lot. We had a representative from the Levitt Foundation come here from Los Angeles, and they were a little apprehensive because they like a lot of green space and quilts on the lawn. But when they saw what Main Street had to offer, they said, "Yeah, this is right." So hats off to everyone involved. Appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. And I think we're talking about Billy Corder over there.
That's right.
He made sure that that stage was backed in and hooked up, and make sure it had put it to bed at night as well. So we still have a big thank you, and Jason Jones as well, Billy and Jason, and your other crew. Billy, who were the other two young men that I know always were there helping us?
Randy Swalford and Brandon.
Randy and Brandon did a super job. So. And I know sometimes it was after 10 o'clock, close to 11 o'clock when they get it all put up and everything. So, and also my good friend, Mayor Harry Brown, I have to give him a shout out.
Has he got it back?
We have not, but we're going to tell him he can come and get it.
Possession's 90%.
That's right.
Okay. We need to say thank you to all the people that helped with the fireworks too, moving it to the golf course, and the people that helped at the golf course to get that all set up. It actually turned out really good. I was really apprehensive about the move, but it actually went very well, and there was plenty of room for everybody, and it was great.
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah, that was a cool function.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, there being no further business, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Had motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Amen. Good rest.